Doc Robinson. Already the successful pioneer of fly fishing for fish. He sets his sights for bigger game here along the rugged coastline of Baja, California, Mexico. His target, the spectacular striped marlin. His weapons, a 9-foot fly rod, single-action reel, and 12-pound test leader. Mrs. Helen Robinson and Captain Lefty Regan are important members of the fishing team. As they set out, all three are wondering, will their carefully developed sailfish system work on the more cautious marlin? And if it does, will the flimsy tackle meet the challenge? Doc will attempt to lure the marlin to an bass bug, which he will cast only after the fish is in close and the boat comes to a standstill. The goal of this elaborate project is not simply to catch a marlin on a fly, by any means, but to test and prove a system which Doc hopes will benefit anglers with similar ambition for years to come. Once a marlin shows interest, it will be up to Helen to draw him ever closer to the boat behind the elusive teaser, a task which will call for perfect timing. And now the hunt begins, the search for the dorsal fin cutting the Pacific swells. There he is. Swing the boat around. And drop back the teaser. He sees it. He's following. How's that for a game of cat and mouse? But Helen keeps the bait just out of reach of the anxious, slashing bill. Engine out of gear, the fly darts through the air. Helen quickly cranks her teaser aboard the boat. Work it fast. He's there. He's got it. Hey, what's going on here? The fish is puzzled at first. But now he gets the message. And does he take off? There's nothing to do but follow and try to get back some of that line. His rub would watch it. He's twisting up in the leader. Ouch, the slackened line says, that's all. The entire leader gone and the marlin too. Rack that one up to marlin fever. Maybe we'll get the next one. Doc decides Helen should troll the teaser bait while Lefty looks for tailing fish. And Helen is the first to spot action. She gets a sudden glimpse of a fin behind the teaser. It's gone now, but Helen thinks he might still be back there looking things over. She's right. This fish is solidly hooked. After an hour of surface run, spectacular jumps, he goes down. Doc gestures for boat position. It's crucial at this stage, and that thin backing line is hard to see. The marlin yields to rod doubling pressure. He's on his way up. Things look pretty good now, if nothing happens. Easy, easy. Something happens. The engine conks out. And Lefty finds that one skipper with an oar is no substitute for multiple horsepower. He tries to bring the boat around, but it's no use. The marlin dives straight down and fouls Doc's line on the keel. Well, that's another way to lose one. But Doc is beginning to wonder, is there any way to catch one? Back to the teaser and start all over. With action like this, it doesn't take long for disappointment to fade. He's on. Set that hook hard and clear for fireworks. This is one of the biggest yet, and one of the wildest too. He's charging in every direction at once, and now it looks like he's coming into the boat. But he wheels again and starts a blistering dash. If all Doc's fingers weren't so busy, you can bet he'd have a couple of them crossed. At this point, Doc knows just how far fish is from the boat. Almost exactly the distance of a fly line and a full spool of 20-pound test backing. By now, it's a relief when the fish sounds. But But the recess doesn't last long. He's on top again. The battle wears on. A tiring left arm gets some help from the right, but this is possible only so long as the struggle remains deadlocked. If the Marlin gives even an inch, the advantage must be taken. Doc uses the rod to the limit of its endurance, pumping, gaining line bit by bit, a master at applying maximum pressure with light tackle. Doc lets this fish know that, fly tackle or not, he has a tough opponent. Though rising only an inch or two at a time, the rod tip sets up a punishing rhythm that prods the foe ever upward. For the first time in 2 hours, Doc sees his fly line on the reel instead of backing line. The fish is close, but the sight of the boat gives him new energy. He expends some of it on more acro bits, then makes his hit. Again, rod pressure changes the Marlin's mind, but he has his real second wind now and gets a circling run. On the other side of the boat, he really breaks loose. Where did he get those vitamins since he appeared on the verge of defeat just minutes before? Again, the laborious task of trying to raise well over 100 pounds of fighting fish from many feet below. It's getting to the top again. And he broaches. Not much steam left in those efforts. This time it looks like he's had it for sure. And in he comes. The first Marlin ever caught by casting an artificial fly. In succeeding weeks at Cabo San Lucas, Doc landed 2 more striped Marlin with the fly and 12-pound test leader. And then he capped off the trip by taking an incredible 178-pounder by the same fly casting method, but with a leader that tested 20 pounds. He had exhausted his supply of 12-pound test material. One of Doc's reasons for making this movie was to show in detail the method he had worked out so that others interested in fly fishing for billfish could also be successful.